We are looking at the built environment or the environment yet to be built for the poor sections of our growing citizenry. That's our focus. And we do face an unprecedented situation which needs our most urgent attention and a proactive strategy. We cannot afford to be behind the times. We cannot afford to first get into a problem and then see what we can do about it. We need to be ahead of it. Needless to say, and we all know it fully well, that climate change is absolutely upon us. And we all know, we have all experienced one way or the other, the impacts of climate change on our lives. We can see around us everywhere that towns and cities are growing rapidly. This is the largest national transformation of the 21st century. Its scale is enormous. Who suffers most? It is the poor communities that bear the brunt of this process. And that is why it is very important for us to focus on the need of their needs. So the need for adequate, decent shelter, especially for our bottom 1/3 or even half of our citizenry, is something that we need to be looking at. And that need is running away from us. It is accelerating. We are behind the curve. Can this process of urbanization be designed not simply being allowed to express itself, but be designed as an engine of economic advance that reduces inequities by design, ensures long-term sustainability and resilience to climate change? Can we think of urbanization process as this process? And of course, to serve the well-being and comfort, especially of those at the bottom of our economic ladder. So this white paper is an attempt to answer this question through some pragmatic actions. I think the urban world and how to design for its future has really not looked at it systemically. Okay, it hasn't done so. So we got to put these realities against our ambitions and then find what we must do next. We must build upon our available existing institutional framework of policy, of regulations, of programs, taking into account our limited economic resources. So the pragmatic approach will say, now what is the next step I can take from where I'm at? Not to say this is where we need to go, but to say what can I do next with what I have already. We proactively catalyze a process of alignment of policies and programs to serve these ambitious goals and our global commitments. So it's really about tweaking our policies and programs, aligning them, putting in some important factors into the need for raising the standards or the aspects with which we can improve the conditions of life of so many people who are going to be living in our cities. Health and well-being, especially paying attention to the needs of women and children and the aged, is one of the crucial aspects of this work. in this unprecedented situation of growing densities, even though we're talking about urban housing, densities and congestion continue to grow. That in itself is a source of psychological and social tension. To bring this awareness to our doorstep and to also look at what's happening in cities and to the city populations, we have the advantage of working with Dr. Gulecha here from the Institute of Public Health at Gandhinagar. We are very also lucky to have a global perspective of research from Monash University in Australia. And of course, my team, Ashok B Lall Architects, as well as IIPH, would like to thank GBPN for instigating this work, talking to us and raising this question, saying, are you prepared to work on this? Do you think this is important? We think it's important. Do you think it's important? Would you work on it? They instigated it and then gave us all the support that we needed.